Adithyanjee, we have geopolitical expert from USA and Dr. Adithyanjee with us. Welcome, Dr. Sab. Thank you for joining us. And friends, today we will be talking about Trudeau makes fool of himself. Modi plus Trump versus Justin Trudeau. What is the new formula cooking? Let's discuss about it. But before going further, friends, please make sure to like the video, comment on the video, share the video with as many people as you can, and also please make sure to subscribe the channel Bharat Marg and press the notification bell to stay connected. Okay, and also we are into many sevas like teaching Sanskrit, also Vedic mathematics, and doing matrimonial services for our children. All we do it for free, friends. We accept dan but no charge. Okay, so if you like any of our services, you can feel free to contact us and support us also by sharing this video and also by connecting with us in the WhatsApp to get our one dharmic message and also to provide us the dan so that our good seva work can continue. Okay, and dharma prachar. Okay, Dr. Adithyanjee, welcome to you. Jai Shri Krishna, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you very much for
Hare
inviting me on Bharat
Hare
Marg.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, you know what's happening. You are coolly sitting in Hawaii under the coconut tree. But Trump is Trump is frying Trudeau. He is saying 51st state is governor of Canada. What is happening here?
Well, Trump is a big bully who is trolling to Trudeau. That is what it means. Uh, Trump does not like Trudeau. Both their policies are different. Trudeau is a liberal leftist and Trump is a capitalist, basically. And the mutual disliking is there. It's not nothing new about it. Trump got the opportunity to just play with Trudeau, and he's continuing to play by trying to diminish him and trying to make statements that are sort of humiliating for Trudeau. So he has been putting statements on Truth Social about uh, wanting Canada to join US as the 51st state and Trudeau becoming a governor of the 51st
And
state.
and Dr. Adityanji, you know what is very exciting? And many Canadians are excited about becoming the 51st state.
Well, it's a more complex issue. So it's a kind of sibling rivalry between the two, neighbors, uh, and there's a complicated history. But this has come to the extent that issue is not dying down. Trump initially said that he'll impose 25% tariffs on all the products coming from Mexico and Canada. So Trudeau thought that maybe by having a one-on-one meeting with Trump, he'll be able to explain. So he went with all his delegation, including Christine Hillman, Dominic LeBlanc, a couple of other people, to Mar-a-Lago, spent 3 hours with Trump over a dinner meal. And this is very typical of Trump. If he does not like somebody, he will engage that person, invite them to some kind of meal or some kind of gathering, and use that opportunity to shred them to pieces. This is not the first time it has happened. That is Trump's
Come
pet
on,
peeve.
come on. Dr. Adityanji, you cannot do this to Trump. Modi did the same thing with Trudeau. He invited him to G7, the what do you call that summit where the G20 summit, whatever that was happening in India, and put him in he didn't even give a replacement flight. He put him in the hotel room for 3 days, and then let his diplomats speak, saying that he got caught with the drugs.
Well, Trudeau is not a well liked person internationally. Let me be very frank about it. He was pushed on the Canadian scene by, you know, con- contrived politics that he was son of a former prime minister and he was handsome and good looking, so they thought that he'll be a vote catcher.
Don't say that to his wife. She ex-wife. She doesn't believe that.
The bottom line is that if elections are held in Canada at this point in time, he's going to lose very badly. And the conservative opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, is 20 points ahead of him. But, it's an very interesting dynamics between US and Canada. Now, coming to we can make fun of Trudeau, and everyone makes fun of Trudeau. So, I don't want to indulge in that. Somebody who is already down and out, I don't want to kick that person.
Come on, you Americans think like that. You can troll Trudeau, but the thing is, Trudeau is very used for it. He knows how to handle it. Z did the same thing. Italian prime minister, everywhere he goes, he get trolled, but he never takes that seriously.
Well, because probably he has developed a thick skin. But coming back to issues, I think it's a complex issue. If Trump puts tariff, yes, Canada will be badly affected. There's no doubt about it. But the latest was that Ontario Prime Minister, Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, made a statement and said that if this is how Trump is going to treat us, we will stop all our energy supplies to US. And actually, Ontario provides lot of electricity and natural gas to, I think, 17 US states, primarily New York. So if, like Russia does that, when Europeans trouble Russia, they stop the gas pipeline. If Canada, let's say in a hypothetical scenario, if push comes to shove and Doug Ford stops the energy export, what will happen to people in New York? They will freeze. So they are, if two fools are fighting, what do you want to do in between? That is what is happening. Uh, so Trump continued to troll him on Truth Social, making the same
So what
remark.
is that he is asking for? Okay, let's face it. Let's beyond trolling, Dr. Saab. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, because why we say, see, if you see, we are saying PM Modi plus Trump versus Trudeau. Okay, what is that both these leaders are asking? Don't have criminals in your country. Don't harbor the criminals in the country and export them into our country. That's all they are saying. Is that wrong?
Uh, I think if we bring India angle, that is a totally different issue. India is very justified in taking the stance. And Trudeau and Canada and Trudeau's predecessors, whether it's Brian Mulroney or, uh, Justin Trudeau's father, Pierre Trudeau, they were all wrong. They all continued to harbor criminals and continue to do that. So let's not bring Modi into this. This is two defective people, Trudeau and Trump, pulling each other's leg.
Trump
That is
should be Trump should be thankful to Trudeau because he supported Kamala Harris and he wanted Kamala Harris to win, and that is one of the prime reasons she lost.
well, he supported Kamala Harris, and after that, Trump started to troll him. Trudeau goes on record and then gives a statement that Americans are, you know, not justified in not supporting female president. So that actually led to a comment by
And he also says, I am the first female president.
feminist president, not female
Yeah,
feminist.
whatever he says. He is the first blackface for president. He prime minister. He is the whatnot.
So Elon Musk said, uh, Trudeau is an insufferable tool instead of saying insufferable fool. So it's just getting into down and dirty uh, politics of trolling between these two heads of governments or yet to be head of government. But Trump's policy of universal tariff on any country is not going to be successful. That I can tell you. Trump has threatened India also with tariffs. Trump used to
No,
call it first term India as the tariff king because India had actually 100% duties on Harley Davidson motorcycles. And Trump was very pissed about that. Now, just imagine who will buy Harley Davidson motorcycles in India? And why does India need Harley Davidsons? So he actually got stuck on that and called India the tariff king. So when Trump assumes office, just don't assume anything. It's not just Mexico and Canada he is talking about tariffs. He's talking about tariffs on all countries. Uh, of course, he put tariffs on China, and he has said that he'll put 10% tariffs on China. But he's saying that anyone who supports de dollarization or anyone who supports any alternative currency, he will put tariffs. So Trump has a what you call sledgehammer. Every problem you squat a fly with a hammer. That is what Trump is trying to do. And I think in the long run, when you talk to the economists, they say that this policy will not succeed. Yes, you can use tariffs in a very, very finely calibrated manner. But putting tariffs on every country and product from every country is going to hurt American consumers because the prices would be much, much higher. But it's interesting that Trudeau, who tried to play a statesman and decided to go and meet with Trump face to face, spent 3 hours with his delegation, got trolled, and continues to get trolled by
he,
Trump.
he wanted to behave like a big baby,
I'll
and he
give you
got
an
kicked on the
example.
rear.
This is not the first time Trump has trolled anyone. Uh, you know, Trump did not like Mitt Romney, and before Trump's first election, Mitt Romney had made very strong anti Trump statements. But in 2016, when Trump won the presidency, he similarly baited Mitt Romney. He floated the idea that he will consider Mitt Romney to become the Secretary of State. And for that, he invited Mitt Romney for a dinner. And that dinner, famous dinner, lasted for 2 hours over frogs' legs. And basically, what Trump was trying to do is to make Mitt Romney a supplicant and come and grovel before the high and mighty. So, this is Trump's time tested technique. If he doesn't like anyone, he will just throw a bait, and if you catch the bait, he will make the mincemeat out of you, and that is what he does.
Dr. Adithyanjee, but my next question. That time Trump was alone. He was a troll king, but now it is like troll combo. You get Trump, you get Elon Musk for free.
Yes, Elon Musk has joined, as I already told you that Elon Musk already joined, the troll team and started trolling Trudeau. So I think the wise thing for Trudeau would be to just keep quiet, keep his mouth shut, and let his own cabinet ministers deal with the situation because in the first Trump term, he had actually sort of, campaigned on abolishing NAFTA. He did abolish NAFTA and was able to substitute with what is called USMCA trade agreement, United States, Mexico, Canada trade agreement with revisions and, but still the problems are there. So that means the USMCA in itself was a defective piece. So after 8 years, Trump is again calling for uh, tariffs against both Mexico and Canada equally. Uh, Trudeau's effort was to try to distinguish Canada from Mexico. Oh, we are not like those brown skinned people like Mexico. We are different. We are your, white brothers across the north, but that
We are one of your five eyes.
yeah, we are one of the five eyes. Exactly. But that also did not succeed because Trump just, continued to banter him and humiliate him. I think it was calling for humiliation. There was no need for Trudeau to go to Mar-a-Lago and, as the former national security advisor of Trump, uh, Mr. John Bolton said, Trump likes everyone to kiss his ring. And well, those are the words I don't want to use implications. But that is what Trump does. If you want to work with Trump, you have to come down begging as a supplicant. And he made Trudeau do that, and yet he didn't want to, you know, come to serious negotiations about this issue of, trade imbalance, because all said and done, there is a $75 billion trade advantage to Canada. But on the other hand, if you see the size of US and size of Canada, Canada has 40 million people, US has 400 million people, and Canada has natural gas and oil and some critical metals which United States needs. And yes, they also sell cars to United States worth $27 billion. So imagine if you seize the trade, who will suffer? Canadians, because they won't get the money. But on the other hand, US will not get the gas and electricity.
But Dr. Adithyanjee, how this trolling affects already sinking? Because see, today's status is Justin Trudeau cannot even win a mayor post in Toronto.
Oh,
Okay,
that is
that's how best his rating is already.
uh, everybody has made Trudeau a caricature or a cartoon. He has become a cartoon character.
And he is.
There's no respect in anyone's mind, whether they are Canadians or non-Canadians. Uh, you know, Especially people in India has a very bad view about Justin Trudeau, the way he conducted himself. And I'm not just talking about the government leaders; it's the civil society in India that has a very, very poor impression of Justin Trudeau. Now, it serves a lesson. And the lesson is, don't put all your eggs into one basket. Trudeau was feeling very high and mighty with dealing with India, that, oh, I have this intelligence from Five Eyes. We are members of the Five Eyes, and the Five Eye members will support us on this issue and that issue. And the intelligence that they have given us is credible. Well, that's not evidence.
Credible, is credible CRAP.
I mean, if you want to be doormat of United States, US will welcome it. They will just walk over the doormat. You will remain perpetually a doormat.
But let me ask you this, Adithyanji. Now, and other than Canada and Mexico, now Trump is also putting 100% tariff on China, but he is sitting with the puppet of China, Elon Musk.
Hmm.
How does this will go hand in hand?
That shows you the complexities of geopolitics. Uh, Elon Musk is a person who, on Chinese instigation, cancelled a visit to India to discuss, uh, expanding Tesla's operations in India.
That means even his calendar is controlled by China.
Yeah, yeah. Because his major production facilities are in China and he does not want to antagonize. And this guy has made like $400 billion in personal assets at this point in time, and he's on way to become a trillionaire. And he, donated more than $250 million to Trump's PAC. So Trump is beholden to him. Although this guy is double dealing, he is dealing with Xi Jinping also, because he has some Chinese influence and possibly Chinese ancestry, and his major production facilities are in China. So it's very interesting that, initially Trump did not support, electric vehicles, but then he changed his tune when Elon Musk gave him money. And he says, oh, now Elon Musk is supporting me, so I have to support electric vehicles. So you see how fickle minded and how, sort of compromising their statements are, and whether it is Elon Musk or Trump for that
Do you think he will able to go for tariff and strict action against um, China by having Elon Musk on his lap?
I think he will use Elon Musk as a tool to bait China. That is what he would do. Trump is not going to take any strong action, quote unquote, hard action against China in case China invades Taiwan or something like that, but it will be tariffs, tariffs, and tariffs because Trump does not know any other policy tool.
Wow. So now, what do you have last piece of? He didn't ask you,
Hmm.
but if you are advising Trudeau, already he's thinking, and I think he is in his teen in his approval rating. What you will advise means, see, how do you see this? Okay, now before that, I'll ask you a question. Uh, Now, one side he is standing against India and Modi by supporting Khalistanis. Other side, see, I'll say you, Dr. Adithyanjee, one thing. When I was coming from US, every time I came from US, my car was stopped.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, you know what they said? Oh, you know what? I asked them one day, what happened to you guys? Why do you stop my car? They said, no, your car plate number plate is Brampton. So what? They said, you know what? That car, anything comes from Brampton, we do double check because that's where all the drug distribution happens from.
That is true.
So how can you blame him? And the other thing, he's standing against Modi, and Modi and Trump relationship, how it is going to fry Trudeau, you think, in the total?
If Trudeau has any sense left in his brain or mind, he needs to come clean. He needs to make a confessional statement vis-a-vis India. He has to say that I was a fool to continue to harbor these criminals for electoral purposes, and I am going to, extradite all these criminals that are wanted in India for terrorism charges. And I would like to normalize relationship with India between two democracies. And I'm not going to support people who have been involved in terrorist incidents in India. Yes, he will be losing the support of NDP, uh, Dhaliwal.
Means he will be losing the support of the criminals and
Yeah, he
terrorists.
is losing the support of the criminals, but he will make a place for himself in history as the only Canadian Prime Minister who had the ability to finally speak the truth. You know, there is no way he can win the fourth election.
And in that way, he can get into good books of Trump also saying that I am extraditing the criminals.
Yeah. And he will redeem himself for the history because the historical baggage between India and Canada is not just in Trudeau. It has been going on from 1980s, where Canadians, because of their white skin and racial arrogance and racial supremacy, kept on taking India too lightly. Now, situation is not that of 1980. India is at this point in time the fifth largest economy in terms of GDP. Indian economy is 3.9 trillion. Canadian economy is only 1.8 trillion. You know, and India will continue to rise. So you have to make peace at some point in time and confess your mistakes. I'll give you an example, although that example did not hold true. There was a time that Muammar Gaddafi was very much anti-US, you know, supporting terrorism action. There was a Pan Am flight that was down. It is stated that Gaddafi was involved. Then Ronald Reagan actually conducted a raid on Gaddafi's compound in which his infant daughter died. Subsequently, there were allegations that Gaddafi was making nuclear weapons. But in early 2000, Gaddafi made a clean slate and said, yes, we had a nuclear weapons program, but we are totally dismantling it. And they allowed IAEA to come in and inspect and all that sort of thing. So that was a
Then
historical.
too they killed him.
And then they killed him. So I said it didn't work out, but at least he had the guts to be honest. Guts to be honest. And you can be a hypocrite. Every sinner has a future. You know, you can become a saint. Trudeau possibly cannot become a saint, but he can absolve himself of all the guilts and all the, you know, bad things he has done in this political maneuvering and jostling for white men's superiority in international politics. That is what exactly it is. So you need to come clean that, oh, we didn't have any evidence. We were just, going by intelligence given by United States. And yes, these people are criminals in Canada who are hiding under our nose and they are killing people back in India.
Absolutely. What he does, Adithyanjee, he says all the YouTube, he is blocking the YouTube channels from
Well,
India.
uh, that is very true of all the liberals that they claim to be liberals, but they are the most atrocious dictators and free speech deniers. I don't want to talk about Jawaharlal Nehru here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyway, Dr. Adithyanji, thank you very much for joining and pouring your heart. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you again. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Till then, Jai Sri Ram. Friends, what do you think about Dr. Adithyanji saying? Do you agree with him, disagree with him? Let us know. Do comment and let us know. We would love to hear your comment. And we will see you in the next video. Till then, Jai Sri Ram to you and Dr. Adithyanji. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Krishna.
Thank you very much indeed.